Hello guys, thank you for joining me today. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to use the chromatic chord in your worship songs. And before I go into that, I'm going to show you what the chromatic scale is all about, and also what the chromatic chords are. So before I go into that, if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe right now, click on the notification bell so you don't miss out any of my videos. So let's get back to the video now. The chromatic scale is basically a series of 12 half steps. For example, I'm going to be explaining this in the key of C. Now, the chromatic scale is a series of 12 half steps. For example, in the key of C, moving from that's the chromatic scale, just a series of 12 half steps. Okay, and the fingering pattern for playing the chromatic scale is basically the first finger, which is the thumb, the middle finger, which is the third finger, and the index finger, which is the second finger. So we have the first, the third, the first. Where there is no black note in between, you use the second finger, then the third, the first, the third, the first, the third, the first, and the where there's no black note in between, you use the second finger. So just so that's the fingering pattern for playing the chromatic scale. And secondly, the chromatic chord. The chromatic chord also follow the half step pattern. For example, in the key of C, the C major chord, when you raise this chord a half step up, I mean each and every note that makes up this chord, when you raise them up a half step, you have a chromatic chord. For example, when you raise C up a half step, you have D flat. When you raise E a half step, you have F, and when you raise G a half step, you have A flat. So this is a chromatic chord. Now when you raise D flat a half step, you raise F a half step, you raise A flat a half step, you get the other chromatic chord. So when you raise D a half step, you raise F a half step, and you raise A half step, you have another chromatic chord. Okay, now when you raise E flat a half step, you raise G a half step, and you raise B flat a half step, you have the E major chord. That's another chromatic chord in the key of C. Now when you raise this up, you have F. You raise this up a half step, you have A. Now this is F major. Now when you raise F major a half step by raising F, you have F sharp. Raising A half step, you have B flat. Raising C a half step, you have D flat. This is the F major chord. So this is a chromatic chord in the key of C. Now when you raise this a half step, you raise this a half step up, you have the G major chord. Now when you raise this also a half step, you take B a half step, you have C. You take D a half step, you have the A flat major chord. Now this is also another chromatic chord in the key of C. Now when you take this a half step, you have A, you take C a half step, you have D flat, you take E flat a half step, you have A major, you have the A major chord. So this is another chromatic chord. When you raise this up a half step, you have the B flat major chord. Now when you raise this up a half step also, you raise it a half step, you raise a half step, you have the B major chord. then another half step takes you back to C major. So it's just basically going up in half steps. Okay, just going up in half steps. So that's all for the chromatic chord. Now today I'm going to be showing you how to add this chromatic chord to your worship songs, and I'm going to be doing this lesson using the A major chord, and on the C scale, the A major chord consists of 3 notes: the 6, the sharp 1 or the flat 2, which is D flat, and the 3. The 6, the sharp 1 or the flat 2, and the 3. So it gives us the A major chord on C. So I'm going to be showing you how to add this chord to worship songs. And I got a lot of requests to make this video about chromatic chords, how to use chromatic chords on the key of F sharp. So, and I'm going to be doing this video on F sharp. I'm going to be transcribing this chord. I'm going to be transcribing this chromatic chord, which is the A major chord, from C to F sharp. I'm going to be transcribing the chord. Now, what do I mean by transcribing that chord? Since on C, the chord that makes the notes that make up the A major chord on C is the 6, the sharp 1 or the flat 2, and the 3. Now on F sharp, we have the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7, and back to the 1. So, and that the notes that makes up that chord is the 6, the sharp 1 or the flat 2, and the 3. So on F sharp, that chord is the E flat major chord. So on F sharp, that chord is the E flat major chord. And today I'm going to be showing you how to add this chord to worship songs. You could either use it as a passing chord. You could also use it as a chord just to improvise, the chord progression. So first of all, I'm going to be showing you how to add this chord to worship songs, and I'm going to be using this song, Glorious God, Beautiful King, Excellent God, I bow before your throne. Your name is Alpha, Omega, ageless. Now here comes the chord. Changeless, Almighty, Jehovah, glorious God, I bow before your throne. So the chord progression for that song is the 1, glorious. You could add the 6 as a passing chord, which is D, E flat minor, as a passing chord to D flat. So glorious God, beautiful King, back to the 1, excellent God to the 5, then to the 4. I bow before the 5, your throne, the 1. So your name is Alpha, the 4, which is B major, Omega. You could play it like this. That's the 3 and the 1, or you could play it like this. So I played the 7 and then the 5. Okay, so your name is Alpha, Omega. You could play the 3, or you could play it like this. So your name is Alpha, Omega, then 5 and 7, ageless. Now here is where you add the chord, changeless. Okay, so you play, you could either play octave or you could play the perfect fifth on your left hand. So your name is Alpha, Omega, ageless. Now you add the chord here, changeless, almighty, Jehovah, glorious God, I bow before your throne. Now you could also use it in this song, amazing God, amazing God, you do mind-blowing things. Amazing God, you do mind-blowing things. Amazing God. So what did I do there? Amaze to the 4, amaze to the 5, zing to the 6, God to the 4, amaze, which is B major, zing, D flat major, God, E flat major, you do mine, B major. Then you add this as a passing chord to the 1. So you do mine. So this is the B minor chord, B, D, and F sharp, and then you play A flat on your left hand. So you do mind blowing things. Okay, now when you do this, instead of playing the 1 like this, like you play the 5 and then the 1, which is F sharp major chord, and then the 5. So you do mind blowing things. Okay, amazing God. You add that chord here, the E flat minor chord, the 6, the flat 2, and the 3. You do mind blowing things. Amazing God. Okay, you do mind blowing things. Amazing God. Now you could also use this chord as a passing chord. For example, Nara, Nara, Nareke, Nareke, Lemo. Don't mind my voice, okay. Nara, Nara, Nareke, sorry, Reke, Lemo. So it's just Nara. You could add this as just passing chord. Nara. So from the 1 to the 2, which is A flat minor, to the 3, which is B flat minor. Then okay. Another inversion for that is that's the second inversion. Okay, So na na ra na ra yeah. So just from the 1 to the 2, then you add that as a passing chord to the 2. So this chord is actually a passing chord to the 2. Na re ke le mo. Now also you could use it for this song. Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name. Mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is. So the chord progression to that song. Jehovah is your. You can add this as a passing chord to the 4. A B flat minor to the 4, B major. Jehovah is your name to the 5, which is D flat. Jehovah is your name. Now, mighty. Now, this is also a chromatic chord, E major. So this the second inversion, but this is first the root position of that chord. So I'm playing it. Okay, so it's a passing chord to the 4. It's a passing chord to the 4. So, and it consists of the 4, the flat 7, and the 2. It's also known as the flat 7 chord. So Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name. Jehovah is your name. Mighty warrior, great in battle. Jehovah is your name. So that's all for today. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, click on the notification bell so you don't miss out any of my videos. I'm going to be dropping more videos about passing chord and how to also use other chromatic chords like the passing chord to the 3 and all of that. So like this video, give this video also leave a comment below. Leave a comment below. Please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching.